Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be doing a game-by-game prediction of the upcoming season for my Alabama Crimson Tide. And also I'm gonna do a score prediction for the first game against Miami. So like, subscribe, comment, and share. So with that being said, I'll be right back right after this.
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is? It's fear.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
All right, YouTube, let's start making these predictions. First up, we got Miami. We haven't played Miami since the 1992 championship, and we all know what happened then. So the same thing gonna happen this time too. You know what I'm saying? Miami quarterback been talking a lot of trash, but I'm gonna tell you like this: your quarterback ain't better than mine. Everybody been talking about Bryce Young. They was talking about him last year when he wasn't even really getting. He was only getting in the game in garbage time. And they still talking about it. Nobody's talking about the guy from Miami until he opened his mouth talking trash. So at the quarterback position, we better. I think we better at every position, point blank. Miami has been down for a long time, and Miami is still living off the reputation of the old Miami Hurricanes. The teams that had Warren Sapp, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin, Santana Moss, all those guys. Those guys been long gone. And for the past, I'm gonna say 15 years, maybe a little bit longer, they haven't did anything. The last time I remember Miami doing anything was back in like 2002, maybe 3. So, they best days has long passed, and they ain't finna beat Alabama on September the 4th. So if you thinking they gonna beat Alabama, or if they thinking they gonna beat Alabama, you have sadly mistaken. Hell, I bet fucking $1,000 to a bucket of shit that goddamn Alabama beat the brakes off them, and it won't even be close. So that's one win, so we can chalk that up. Next up, we got Mercer. I don't like these kind of games because it's no competition for Alabama, so it wouldn't be a lot of competition for a lot of D1 schools. But we got to play who they put on the schedule. So we all know that's going to be another win, 2-0, and that's going to be an easy win. I'm gonna expect a lot of backups to get a lot of playing time in that game. I'm gonna expect the starter probably not to even play the second half. So, but you know how Saban like to do it. Bring the starters out for maybe 1 or 2 series in the second half against a team like that. Then he'll sit them down. So we're gonna start out 2-0. Third game we got Florida. Florida played us tough in the SEC championship last year, but I don't think they'll be as good this year as they was last year. But just like us, they lost quite a few starters, but ain't nobody got the athletes that Bama got. I'm gonna put it that way. And they don't have the coaching staff like Bama got. So even though Dan Mullen is a good coach, he's not a Nick Saban. So I'm expecting Alabama to beat them. I'm expecting Alabama to win by at least double digits. I think we won by 6 points in the SEC championship last year, but it won't be that close this year. So Alabama will start out 3-0. 4 games, Southern Miss. I remember back in the 90s, we used to play Southern Miss a lot. Even in the early 2000s, we used to play Southern Miss. I think almost every year. Matter of fact, that's what when Tyrone Prothro messed up his ankle. It was against Southern Miss. So they used to be on our schedule, but just like then, we're gonna beat them this year. So that's not really any competition now. And you know Alabama is not the same football team, or don't feel the same football team as they did back then. And we were still beating Southern Miss. So back then, our football team was going like 5-7, 6-6. So and they was always one of the wins when they was on the schedule. So we'll beat them and we'll be 4-0, moving into Ole Miss. I hate playing Ole Miss. There's something about them, man. And now that they got Lane Kiffin, his offense is always on point. So even the offense, our offense when he was at Bama, from last year, his offense looked good also, especially against us. For 3 quarters, we was going touchdown for touchdown. So, but we'll beat Ole Miss also. It was close last year. I think it was close for 3 quarters last year. Hopefully, it won't be close for 3 quarters this year, which I doubt it will. But I'm looking for Lane Kiffin to have his team ready. I'm sure he'll have that offense ready to score some points. But we got a lot coming back on defense from last season, and I know we'll be a lot better on defense. So, hey, I'm looking to win by double digits, by more than 2 touchdowns. I'm gonna put it that way. So we'll beat Ole Miss. The very next week we got Texas A&M. There's a lot of hype going into this game, and Jimbo Fisher, he's a good coach, but he's not Nick Saban. But like he said, he's expecting to beat us, and a lot of people is picking Texas A&M to beat us this year. But I'm not, because they don't got what we got. They don't got Nick Saban. So hey, they don't got the number 1 quarterback. So they don't got John Mechie. So hey, they don't got Brian Robinson. So we gonna be all right. Hey, we gonna be all right. So, and every one of our linebackers is on point. So I think last year the only soft spot we had in our linebacking core was Dylan Moses. To me, he didn't react fast enough. So I don't know if that was from when he got injured. He was just worried about getting injured last year, but he wasn't reacting fast enough to me. But he's going to the NFL now, so hey, ain't no use in crying over spilled milk. But I'm sure we gonna be all right on defense. So I'm expecting us to beat Texas A&M, and I'm picking that game to be the closest game we'll have during the season. So, but I think, matter of fact, I'm gonna do a game-by-game prediction of Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Florida, and Auburn. Let me see. Oh, I can't forget Georgia. I'm gonna do a game-by-game prediction of those teams also, because basically those teams are up there with Bama, if you want to say. They get the hype that Bama get, but you know, none of those teams is better than Bama, not in my opinion. But I'm sure to all their fans, they are, or at least they think they are. But you know, us Bama fans know. So we'll beat Texas A&M also. Next up, Mississippi State, the Cowbells, but they won't be any competition this year, just like last year. I guess Mike Leach and his air raid offense, he brought this air raid offense. It ain't working. He might want to switch that up, because that ain't gonna work. Not against Bama and not against a lot of SEC teams. I know the SEC then went from running the ball, playing defense, and they passing a lot. So, but that air raid what he got, it ain't happening. You might as well name it something else, cause it ain't working. But Mississippi State used to be pretty good when Dan Mullen was over there. But I mean, when he left, they went to the bottom of the barrel. So, but we'll beat Ole Miss and call it a day. Easy win. Tennessee the same way. I don't know what happened to them, but they've been down in the dumps for a long time, and so Tennessee will just roll over them also. I think they just confused over there what they want to be. So they certainly not the football team that they used to be. So they got a lot of catching up to do. There was a lot of other teams in the SEC, but I'm looking for them to get it right probably in the next 2 to 3 years. I think they'll be a pretty good team. I mean, they have athletes, so I mean, they don't just get like the bottom of the barrel athletes. I'll put it that way. They have some good athletes over there at Tennessee, and I think with this new coach they got, they'll start getting some pretty good recruits, especially if everything work out. I don't expect them to be up to par this year, but I do think in the next 2 to 3 years they'll be a whole lot better. But we'll beat Tennessee also. Another win in the W column. LSU, I don't like playing them either, even though they only beat us one time in the past 10 years. I don't like playing them either, but I love beating them. I put it that way. So and I think we go down to Baton Rouge this time. What they call it, Death Valley. When they play Bama, they the only one dying in that place. So hey, we'll put them on them again. Ed Ogeron, he's overhyped in my opinion. When LSU won the championship, it wasn't his doing. It was that offensive coordinator's doing. I forgot his name, but it was his doing. Coach O was just along for the ride. That's all. He was just the face of the team. So, but that's long gone now, and we gonna get back to business when it comes to LSU. Continue to beat them for another 9-10 years in a row. So LSU, get ready for it. So we're gonna beat y'all this year, and we're gonna beat you handily. So sometimes I just wish that Nick Saban would just run up the score. I couldn't be a coach because everybody be upset with me because I'm not gonna stop scoring until the clock hits 0 or trying to score. So we'll beat LSU also. Next up, New Mexico State. We ain't gonna even get into that. We know that's a win. So ain't no use in even getting into that. Next we got Arkansas. Arkansas has some good athletes, especially on defense. But their offense they just can't score. I don't know what be going on down there, but we're gonna beat them too. Just like we've been doing. I don't remember Arkansas being good since Darren McFadden. So they just another pushover, especially in the SEC. And also last game, the Iron Bowl, Auburn, little brother or little sister, whatever you want to call them. They beat us every now and then, but now and then ain't this year. So y'all got y'all a new coach. Y'all might be rebuilding over there. I don't know what you're doing, but you ain't gonna beat us. The thing about Auburn, the only thing they want to do is beat Alabama every now and then. Whenever they beat Alabama, that's their championship year. Beating Alabama is their national championship. So, but yeah, Auburn. So, hey, I'm looking to be 12-0, 13-0. Thanks 12 games. Yeah, we going undefeated again. heading into the SEC championship. And I got a feeling I know who we gonna meet over there. Because really, ain't but two teams there's any competition over there in the East. We met one of them last year for the SEC championship. I think we'll meet the other one this year for the SEC championship. We know who, y'all know who I'm talking about, but I just ain't gonna call their name. But looking forward to seeing them there, because we will be there. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. We, Alabama Crimson Tide, will be there. So, I gotta make my prediction of the Miami game. All in all, this brings me back to when we opened up the season against USC. And USC was talking a lot of crap, smack, whatever you want to call it. And when they was coming out on the field, it was coming out like dogs, like players on their knees and other players like they got a chain holding them back. They barking and stuff. They barked up on a good ass whooping. Blake Barnett started that game for Alabama, messing up. I think he played two series. And Saban pulled and put Jalen Hurts in, and it was a done deal. And Jalen Hurts didn't look back until Tua in the national championship against Georgia. So Jalen Hurts went in and smoked them. So I know we had 52 points, 52 or 56 points that game. I don't know what USC had, but they was in the back of the bus. They might have had 24, 21, something like that. But we beat the cleats off of them. So they, like I said, they was talking a lot of trash, barked up on their ass whooping. And just like Miami did when we beat them back in 92 for the national championship. They been talking trash that whole week or two about Alabama, how they was going to beat Alabama. Alabama went up and showed them what the deal was, beat their ass for the national championship. So on the 4th, we about to beat the brakes off Miami. And my score prediction is Alabama 48, Miami 17. Mark it. Put it in your books. Alabama 48, Miami 17. That's my prediction. So, and I'm also going to predict that Bryce Young going to throw for 4 touchdowns. Bryce Young going to have 4 touchdowns. He going to throw for 4 touchdowns. And Brian Robinson going to rush for 2. Yeah. 2, he going to rush for 2 with like 120 yards. So that's where I'm at. Bryce Young throwing for 4 touchdowns. Brian Robinson 120 yards with 2 touchdowns. So, and John Metchie gonna catch 2 touchdowns also. Just throw that in. So that's my game-by-game prediction. That's my Alabama versus Miami score prediction. And my predictions for a few other things also. So I'm gonna end this video. Like I say, like, subscribe, comment. It will be greatly appreciated. And roll Tide.